was 15 when I started pickpocketing. Back then, I was pretty lazy and my parents refused to give me money unless I did some chores. I'd considered pickpocketing when my friend Mikey told me about it. He was an underachiever like me, which is why we're friends to begin with. We talked about the easiest ways to earn money when Mikey suggested pickpocketing. He did come up with other things, all immoral of course, and out of all of them, pickpocketing seemed to be the easiest. For half of my life, I've been picking pockets. After graduating from school, I did get a job, but only because I wasn't getting enough money from stolen wallets. In all my years, I was never caught. There were a few close calls when I was still in school, but thanks to my reputation, nobody would believe that the underachieving kid would make an effort to steal something flawlessly. I thought I was going to pickpocket until my golden years, but something happened that changed everything in ways I never would have anticipated. I'd returned home after another day of collecting wallets. I was going through my loot when I noticed something strange in one of the wallets. Each dollar had something written on it in pencil. It was barely visible and appeared to be in a foreign language. Out of curiosity, I looked at the driver's license. It was some guy from another state. I was surprised when I found $500 in the guy's wallet. I concluded that this guy was loaded. He also had the foreign word embroidered in his wallet. I decided to forget about it as I doubted it had any significance. That night, I was asleep when I felt something on my back. I like to sleep on my stomach with my head facing left. Being tired, I thought that I was dreaming. But when whatever was touching me started scratching harder, I immediately sat up and turned on the bedside table. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I then went to the bathroom to check my back. There was no damage to my shirt or back. I sighed and returned to bed, sure that it was all in my head. The following day, I erased the writings from the rich guy's money. I keep the wallets I'd stolen in a box in my attic. I'd kept the box buried under all of my holiday decorations. I live alone and do my own decorating, so I never have to worry about someone finding my stash. I bought a pack of smokes with the rich guy's money when I heard someone whisper behind me. I turned around and asked the customer behind me if he had said something. Confused, he denied, saying he was texting someone. Like the previous night, I decided to forget about it and went on with my day. Night came again, as did sleep, and I'd already forgotten about the whisper. But then I felt something on my back again. This time, I felt a stinging pain in my back. I turned on the lamp, and sure enough, I saw nothing. When I checked myself in the mirror again, I saw something that scared me. A long slit was on my nightshirt. I took off my shirt and saw a scratch on my back that matched the slit. It wasn't severe enough to require medical attention. Whatever did this only broke skin like a paper cut. After disinfecting the scratch, I went back to bed. A week passed and Mikey's birthday was coming up. Around this time, the Mortal Kombat movie had just been released. Since he's a huge fan of the franchise, I decided to buy tickets for him. We were watching the film when I heard someone whispering again. This time, it was a little more audible. I asked Mikey if he said something, which he denied. I would have shrugged it off as part of the movie's soundtrack had it not happened before. When I returned home, I tried to recall what I'd heard. It took a while for me to realize that the whisper said, "Return what you stole." The more I thought about it, it occurred to me that this all began with that damn wallet. The first thing I did was look up the wallet's owner. However, his name was so common that I couldn't find him on social media. So my next step was to find out what the word embroidered in his wallet meant. When I looked it up, Google's translator popped up. The word turned out to be Latin for protect. After putting 2 and 2 together, it hit me that there's some kind of protection spell on this wallet. I'm a superstitious person, so this was the first thing that came to mind. Terrified, I decided to take the wallet to the police station first thing in the morning. But before I could do that, I had to replace the money down to the exact value of each bill. For all I knew, the owner remembered what was in his wallet, and I'd be both cursed and in jail. I went to sleep that night, relieved that this would finally end. But I had one more nasty surprise waiting for me on the third night. I was jolted awake by a sharp pain in my back. It felt like small knives puncturing me between my shoulders. I couldn't get up as something was holding me down. I opened my eyes and saw something horrendous. An inhuman creature with glowing red eyes glared at me. It growled at me, telling me to return what I stole. I froze as I realized that this was the thing that's been haunting me. I apologized to the monster, promising to return the wallet. It stared at me a little more before letting me go and disappearing into nothingness. Never had I been so thankful to have my own first aid kit. I don't know how I would have explained my injuries to the doctor without sounding crazy. Anyway, I took the wallet to the police station, claiming that I found it in a gender-inclusive bathroom. Luckily, the police believed me. The thing that tormented me never returned. After that nightmare, I vowed to never pickpocket again. I posted my experience on the internet anonymously. I hope that those who find this learn from my mistake and never go down the same path. I never saw or heard from the wallet's owner. If I did, I'd thank him for showing me the error of my ways.